Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. How's everybody doing today? Hope you guys are doing well. Happy Sunday. Today's Sunday. Usually we do it on Saturdays, but today's stream will be today's stream is on Sunday because I didn't stream yesterday. So guess what we're doing? Guess what we're doing today? We are animating. We are animating today. Isn't that amazing? I mean, isn't that just incredible? Yes. So we'll be starting in just a few seconds. Give me 2 seconds and I'll be ready to go to animate and to stream. So bada bing, bada boom, BRB. Okay, guys, let's get started. All right, okay. How's everybody doing today? Good. Excellent. Wow, look at that. Look at this amazing piece of artwork. As you can see, we have sky. Just big sky. Yes, big, very big. Okay, so here we go. We got some stuff I wanted to work on. I added some music and stuff like that, and we have a lot of stuff that we need to add still, but I am really, I feel like I'm pretty close to finishing this. But I hope you guys are excited for it. I'm excited for it. Anyway, yeah. You guys doing well? I see a lot of you guys are doing good. Rajan, Mr. Bucketman, hello. Rusty Fever, Zach Gaming, welcome. Cheers, love your content. Oh, thank you very much, 4 dodos. Appreciate it. Yeah. Let's go. Let's do some stuff. Okay, so what I want to do here is I want to basically kill Wraith. Wraith is gonna die, but is she though? I don't know. We all just have to watch the video to find out. But we do have a plan here for Wraith to be the center of the death battle, which we're going to be having with Lifeline here. So right here, I want to fix this up to be more like a sudden change. There we go. So I'm going to have Wraith stay here. And she's, even though she's in a terrible position right now, but she's going to be staying here in this general position so that I can get her to actually look surprised when she has a gun pointed to her head. So that's sort of the important part of this particular emotional shot. Is it's going to be a good transition between where she is freaking out about the guns being there and then the gun being next to her head. Hey, Aranos, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Are you here? Are you here to tell me the thing? I imagine you are. Welcome. I'm a new sub and all of your content. Hey, TV boy, well, thank you very much. Welcome to the stream, welcome to the channel. Welcome. Rest of you, this is so fascinating. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Animation is a crazy world. I would like to say that 3D animation is much more complicated looking than 2D animation, but it is definitely. It's basically as complicated as it looks, but that's okay. Because it's a lot of fun. It's really rewarding compared to, anything else in the world. I'm not biased at all. I do really enjoy animation though. But yeah, no, it's a lot of work, but it's totally worth it. It's totally worth it in my opinion. Okay, I'm gonna scale these eyes down just to make sure that these eye lines, these little detail thingies are actually properly scaled with the pupil. Yeah, that's probably fine. Where is it? There we go. There we go. Yeah, that's not bad. Could be better, but it's not bad. Hey, Rajan, well, thank you very much. I love you too. How do you handle this? Oh man, dude. Let me tell you. I have no idea. I realized only after like watching my streams and stuff how complicated my scenes look because of the ridiculous amounts of like handles and stuff that I have. But like while I'm working, I pretty much have selective vision, so I just sort of like block out everything. Not that that's a good thing at all. I'm pretty unorganized compared to like some people who are more versed in the professional way of organization. I don't know. you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Because I have this sort of philosophy of just like get it done, doesn't matter how. So like I hack a lot of things together. I mean that's just how I work. This really do be a bruh moment. Jedediah, fruitcake. Is this very hard? No, it's not that hard. It's easy. Hey, Frida, how's it going? Cutie girl, what's up? Mod Killer, hello, welcome back. Indeed, this is part of a mutual agreement. Aranos, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. This is so cool. Do you have any tutorials on how to do this kind of stuff? This is my name. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Great name, by the way. I do have tutorials, but I don't have tutorials specifically about this workflow. I do have overall tutorials, like in terms of my Discord making noise, which it shouldn't be. But like there are things that I go over. For example, rigging. I have a tutorial about that. I have tutorials about getting started in Blender, for example. Toon shading is a tutorial as well, but that one's on the Blender Cloud. So yeah, there's a couple different tutorials out there that I've done before, but they're not specifically for like an anime style per se. If that makes sense. Yeah. Oh, this is Blender. Yeah. Sugar Glider. Oh, thank you very much. Welcome. What's harder, modeling or rigging? Carla, I think rigging. Personally, I don't really like rigging. So I would say modeling is easier. Rigging is basically like it's like holding the software's hand, in my opinion. Like I'd say that's a pretty good way of putting it. Because when you rig, you basically have to walk the software through like everything that you want it to do for the particular character, and that's kind of like it makes sense, but it's also like just sort of tedious because you already know what you want. You just have to teach the software everything. Does that make sense? It's like you know that you want this arm to bend like smoothly, but like you have to tell the computer like, you know, don't make the arm not bend because that would be weird. You know what I mean? So yeah. Of course, it offers a lot of customization flexibility, which is fantastic, but you know, it's just tedious. There are people who really love rigging. I do enjoy the Okay, let's reclassify this. I actually enjoy rigging, but I don't enjoy weight painting, which is a big part of rigging. So that's the part of rigging that I don't like. I want to be more specific about that because rigging itself is actually quite fun because you can mess around with a lot of different constraints and stuff like that. It's very similar to coding in a lot of ways, but a lot easier, arguably. But yeah, modeling is more so like drawing. So if you like drawing, you'll probably like modeling a lot more. If you like programming, you'll probably like rigging a lot more. That's why riggers are typically called technical directors in studios, because they are definitely more technical. You subscribed, well, Rajan, thank you very much. Thanks for the subscription. Mozambique here, yes, indeed. And this is in fact a wingman. I also have a Mozambique on the ground. As you can see here, that's a Mozambique. Mozambique, yeah. So she has Mozambique for later on when she needs it. Lifeline, why are you so you're pretty short? Oh god, I can't make you taller either. Or can I? That's fine. That's fine, I guess. Wraith is not even supposed to be this tall, so I'm kind of wondering exactly how to balance it, but it's fine. I'll just cut it out. I'll cheat it. Because once I zoom out, I can just switch the heights over, so that'd be fine. Yeah, that looks pretty good. As long as it looks like a threatening hand, you know, like, boom. This here to kill you. Okay, excellent. Weight painting is a pain. Yeah, it is. Hey, Roberto, how's it going? What do you do for a living? Oh, I do this for a living. I'm an animator. I'm a content creator. Good job. Oh, well, thank you. Someone got a triple kill with Mozambique? Oh, jeez. Mozambique, okay, here's the thing. Mozambique is actually pretty good if you can land all 3 shots and land all 3 pellets of each shot. If you can do that, it's actually pretty good damage, but it's just so ridiculously hard to do that. Like, when you have the, a full clip, it's 69 damage, is that right? I think it's 69 damage per shot if you hit him with a headshot. Maybe even without a headshot, I can't remember. But that's pretty good damage. Is it 69 or 60 something? That's pretty good damage. But like, because it only has 3 shots, it's pretty tough, and then if you miss a single one, you're pretty much screwed. Yeah. Wait, the wingman only has 4 shots now? No way. Does it really? Does it really? That's ridiculous. I didn't realize he did that. Mozambique. I have 4 3D programs. I have Cinema 4D, Marvelous Designer, Daz 3D, and V-Roy Studio. I have some projects I'm working on. No, nice. Very nice. If you were a cookie, what flavor would you be? I have no idea. Probably like lemon. I don't know why, but I like lemon cookies, so I would probably choose to be a lemon cookie. Or maybe like a honey butter based cookie, you know? Like they're more like biscuits, but who's counting, you know? Cookies, biscuits, same thing, right? I'm not an expert on dessert kit, but you know. Who do you think is the best legend in Apex Legends? I think probably Wraith. I think Wraith is probably the best legend. I think she's just got a pretty solid kit. Lifeline is actually pretty damn good too, though. Like her heal bonus, her heal time buff is, I think, pretty strong for sure. Okay, here's a little thing. A lesson in trickery. Let's see. What the? Who the heck are you? Okay, so this is the x-axis. Okay. I gotcha. Okay, so this has to be moved up a little bit. That's okay with me. And then we're just gonna go and have the shaking of the camera end around here. And obviously I don't want this hand to appear until a little bit later, so we're just gonna have to animate this. What? Animation? That's gonna take forever. Don't do that, Dylan. Yeah, no, we're good. And it's, well, almost. She's still in frame. But we're pretty much, yep, okay. And then just a little bit more. Just get, oh goodness me. I am not supposed to be here. Oh, hello, everyone. Hello. I have a lethal weapon in my hand. Don't worry about it. It's totally under control. I don't know why I find 3D animating in 3D to be easier than 2D animating. I mean, it definitely is, I think. It's definitely something that is like a little bit more, I want to say it's a little bit less tedious if you don't have to do like all the overhead work, because ultimately the difference between 3D and 2D is that 2D has more time spent on production itself and less time on pre-production, whereas like 3D has more time on pre-production and less time on production. That's my opinion. I think that's true anyway. Because like for 2D, like depending of course on the quality of the 2D work, if you have like a major studio work like an anime and stuff like that, they still have a lot of model sheets and stuff they have to make. But like for the most part, it's like if you just want to do something simple in 2D, all you got to do is, you know, draw out your character, plan that out a little bit, get sort of the angles, just like the model sheets and stuff like that, and then you just animate the character. You just draw a bunch, and like you're ready to go pretty much. So like you can sort of start animating a lot faster, a lot sooner in 2D, but the animation itself takes longer. Yeah, that's how I would interpret it personally. A snickerdoodle. Oh, that's good. That's good. How do you create 3D Mozambique? I just downloaded it. Yep. People like inspired me to start animating. Oh, thank you very much, Corbin. I'm glad. I'm glad you feel inspired. I felt inspired by Monty Oum, and like if you haven't seen his work, I highly recommend it. All right, Rusty Fever sounds good. I'll see you later. Thanks for dropping by. By the way, if you hear some music in the background every now and then, that's from the animation. Is this Wingman moving? Are you moving? There we go. Wait, is that the right? Yeah, that's fine. That's good. That's good. That's good. Excellent. How do you open the awesome game? Well, there's a, if you look it up, I'm sure you can find it. It's really easy to Google. There's a tool out there that exists for Apex, and it's a pretty dangaroony good tool, I gotta say. Big shout out to the guy who made that. Did you attend college to be a YouTuber? No, not at all. I got a degree in computer science in college, so I have all the skills necessary to be a programmer. But alas, I am not really a programmer. I do actually program a lot though. I've been doing a lot recently. If you guys are interested, if you join the Discord, we may or may not be releasing a new sort of event thing that I coded myself. So we have a bot in the Discord called goobot, who I made, and he takes care of all the unique Discord stuff that we do on the Discord server. And I typically will actually develop games for the Discord if you guys want to play them or enjoy them with the rest of the community. These are Discord exclusive games or Dillcord exclusive games. Only our server has them. So if you want to join and you want to play the games that we have, feel free to, because they're pretty cool. And there's a lot of big plans for the future games that we'll be having, where it starts integrating with a bunch of other stuff, including being in some of the videos if you are interested in that. So yeah. I want to request a song. Unfortunately, song requests are off today because of copyright issues. Thanks, YouTube. We just turned that on. There we go. Yeah. So unfortunately, the song requests are not on. What's your Discord server? Oh, just type in !Discord and you'll get the link right there. It's also in the description if you want to check that out. But yeah. Can you make an animation where Diva and Reinhardt, forgot his name, fight? Diva and Reinhardt. Oh, that'd be interesting. 2 tanks. Will this eventually be an animation on your channel? Yes, yes it will. Does the Discord command work, Proxy, or is it not working? Oh, it is. It is working. Excellent. Cool, yeah. So, it's discord.gg/dillongoo, and that is the link, but you can click it right there in the chat if you type in !Discord. But, yeah, it's right there. discord.gg/dillongoo. We just finished up the Easter egg event. You like Apex more than Fortnite? I do, personally. But that's a personal opinion. I didn't like Fortnite at first, so I never really got into it. Whereas Apex I got into like right away, so. A matter of circumstance, perhaps? I'm not sure. How long did it take to make a video like this? I mean, like this, it shouldn't take too long, but I've been busy with other stuff, so like, we're looking at probably, hopefully within the next week, it'll be released. Week or 2. That's my goal for this animation. How much do you charge for character design? I don't do character design, personally. I don't think I'm really that great at it. Yeah. Let's turn off the music for now. Not that music, but the music in the background. There we go. Any Hero Academia animations? Yes, I do want to make more. I obviously have one on my channel already. Which you might see in the bottom right hand corner every now and then. But yeah, I do have plans to make more. Let's speed this up just a bit. Camera work is all about timing. Make an animation about Mercy in May? Mercy in May, yeah, maybe. I think I should probably do an angle from here first. But more importantly, I think people will want to know who it is. So let me think if I can forcefully get the suspense in. But it's obvious who it is. I mean, you see the gloves. So we'll just do... Maybe I'll just do like a dramatic look. Really simple stuff. Large focal length here. You know, the standard. By the way, if you guys are curious, like, how do I improve my videos? You know, how do I improve my camera work? How do I improve my editing or directing or whatever like that? Watching stuff. Like, if you're not watching stuff, then you're not getting enough information on like how other people do things. and like what works and what doesn't, and you're gonna be slowing yourself down. Why reinvent the wheel, right? You want to get a feel of what feels good when you watch things, and that's gonna dictate how you make decisions later on when you start directing and editing stuff and filming stuff. Does that make sense? You love anime? I love anime. Yeah. I do love how you turned Mercy into 2B. That was epic. Yeah, I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you liked it. Any tips on animating camera? Yeah, I just gave one. Definitely try to watch what other people do, like in movies and stuff like that. Like, watch films, watch anime. Okay, here's one thing actually. This is a big tip that I heard from a talk that was given by Ron Howard, and he's the director of Apollo 11, and like I think he recently directed this Han Solo movie, for example. But he's like an Oscar-winning director. Okay, but anyway, he gave this very particular piece of advice that I really enjoyed, and that was, in order to learn more about cameras and to study camera work, you should be watching movies without audio. Turn off the audio, mute the dialogue, mute the music, turn off everything. Just watch the visuals, and you will see and understand and feel all the different camera decisions really well. And it's so true. If with the audio it gets distracting, the audio really helps sell, which also sells the importance of audio too, by the way, because it really immerses you into the experience and it brings everything together. But without audio, you notice everything in terms of the camera. You know exactly where you are in the scene, where they are, where the camera is it moving, that kind of stuff. With the audio, it kind of blurs a little bit. But yeah, turn off the audio, watch your favorite movie, watch your favorite anime, turn off the audio, you'll feel the camera work, and you'll understand the camera work a lot better. You have to do Apex but cats. That's true, I do. I'll have to do it. I'll do it. Rate animes out of 10. Yo, you guys want to know what is an amazing anime? Yakusoku no Neverland? Or The Promised Neverland? Promised Neverland is last season's anime, and it is, I actually just finished it yesterday, and like, man, it's so good. It is so good. I think it's probably one of my favorite animes of all time, in my opinion. Which I haven't said in a long time. In the last one I said that for Violet Evergarden, which was actually relatively recent, but before then it was like I hadn't really found like animes that could really top the ones that I'd seen before. And man, Promised Neverland is just so good. Like it's just such a good anime. I don't know how else to explain it. It's fantastic. I highly recommend it to anybody. Yeah, Promised Neverland is amazing. The camera work in Neverland is awesome. Totally agreed. Totally agreed. I kind of wanted to mention it too in my tip. Like, Neverland is such a good example of great camera work, great directing. Like, I give so much credit to the director for Neverland. There's so many things that I noticed that were like, this, like, they didn't have to do this, and then they did it and they nailed it. So like they did so many small things with like the camera work and the editing decisions and stuff like that in Neverland that felt so good. Huge props to the director. Goy, like, thank you so much for the 10 PLN. Thank you for the super chat, dude. I appreciate that. Welcome back, by the way. Been a while. Bro, the subtle foreshadowing where the camera makes you feel like they're being watched all the time. Yeah, exactly, dude. I love that small, like, not only is it like, you could argue it's foreshadowing or whatever. I'm not entirely sure if that's the case, but it definitely builds tension in an otherwise motionless scene. Hey, girl, like, thanks for the PLN. Thanks for the 10 PLN. I appreciate it. Happy Easter. Oh yeah, happy Easter. Happy Easter, guys. I had not heard of Scud the Disposable Assassin. I have not. But sounds awesome. But yeah, dude, it builds tension. Like, that camera work matters so much. They were able to build tension with really essentially basic scenes. And by the way, I just want to say the music for Neverland is also like 10 out of 10. Like, the music is like 50% of the equation. You have to admit. Like, I don't know how they did it, but the music is just so good. You gotta subscribe right now. Hey, thank you very much, dude. Okay, so the question here is, does she look surprised or angry? Or upset? So the same thing? I don't know. Love the ending? I love the ending as well. Out of all of Monty Ohm's animations, which one was your favorite? Ooh, excellent question. Dead Fantasy 2. I think hands down Dead Fantasy 2 is my favorite. It was also the longest one he ever made. I think it was like 16 minutes. Yeah, Dead Fantasy 2. Well, no. I mean, yes, but also all the Ruby trailers too. I can't forget about those. The red trailer was fantastic. The white trailer was fantastic. And then the black and yellow trailers were also fantastic. I don't even know how to place those, to be honest, because they were just so new and original and it felt so good. Excuse me. Yeah, so that I would say those and then Dead Fantasy 2. Obviously, I like all of them, but like when I first watched Haloid, I was like blown away. Haloid was probably one of the reasons why I got into animation in the first place. Was it only 10 minutes? I thought it was like 16 minutes. I could have sworn it was, but yeah, 10 minutes is still a really long time. She looks annoyed. Yeah, she looks a bit annoyed. Is this almost done? Yeah, I hope so. Have you read the manga? I have not read the manga. Don't spoil anything. I'm purposefully not going to read the manga because the animation is too good. Any tips for doing animation like you? Hard to say. I don't really know exactly what tips, but just practice. That's terrible advice, actually. I hate when people say that. It's like, how do I get good? Practice. It's like, wow, that didn't tell me anything. It's like the greatest non-answer ever. It's like, yeah, practice, but practice what? You know, like obviously practice is more than just practice. Practice is like, anyway. But yeah, I would say like practice cameras, like I was talking about earlier. Getting camera work down is a big part of my style. I prioritize camera work over a lot of stuff, and Monty did that as well. His camera work is fantastic. Yeah, the Falling Tower bit. Yeah, that's why I like Dead Fantasy 2. There was so much more innovation. Compared to Dead Fantasy 1 anyway. Like Dead Fantasy 1's fantastic too, but Dead Fantasy 2 has the tower scene and it has the tornado scene and the lava scene. Like those scenes are just so innovative. I really liked it. Let's give him the 500k subscribers. 500k! I'll be happy with 400k, guys. We're really close to 400k. We're at 394k right now. Yeah. Did you ever watch? No, I did not watch Dororo, but I heard it was good. I haven't seen it yet. Let's see. What do you feel Monty does with his camera that you feel more animators need to do? Don't move it. Don't move it as much. It sounds like wrong advice because Monty's cameras are actually very active. But like, there's a couple things that you shouldn't be doing that Monty doesn't do and still keeps the camera active. And so like, it's hard to explain, but basically if it doesn't make sense for a person to be doing that in the scene, then it's probably not going to feel natural to watch. A lot of animators move their cameras around too much, and it feels super unnatural to be like looking at things from different perspectives super quickly. If you do have it move at a steady rate, right? Like if it's faster than usual, you should move at a relatively steady rate. Don't try to accelerate the camera too much. There are times where it feels really nice to do that, but you have to make sure it still doesn't feel unnatural. So just don't push it too far, if that makes sense. It's hard to explain, but basically you just need to make sure it feels like you're in the scene because the camera is you, essentially, as the viewer. So like that's the biggest thing. I mean, you just if you don't keep that in mind, you'll end up alienating the viewer. Frame the characters as if it was a fighting game. He used to do that. He doesn't actually do that much anymore. Like he certainly does, but like, yeah. If you look at it more from like the perspective of maybe more modern fighting games, that's possible because they do have a lot of camera angle changes. But I personally don't really think that the standard like left-right view is good, but it shouldn't be relied on. It's a very standard camera that works well, but like overusing it is not good either, in my opinion. And Monty he only used that sometimes. He didn't use it very often. near the end of his animation career. But like, yeah, I would say like it still works really well. But I'd say a lot of people do that pretty well. Monty's stuff lies more into the unique cameras, in my opinion. Do you like retro wave, synthwave? Soundtrack of a movie, film, or animation? I don't know. I can't really say for sure. Depends. You could actually make things like in a movie or show. I do want to make my own anime at some point, which hopefully will happen. Maybe this year, maybe next year. We'll see. But all cats, yes, all cats. I'm good. I'm good with turning these people into cats in the near future. For fisticuffs, I think it's the best approach for finishing movies to go more dynamic. Yes and no. I don't think it's the best approach. I think it's a solid approach for sure, but I think it varies from that. Yeah, it is definitely a good approach to do that. I think it feels really nice. You should still definitely have that as a basis, but like having a dynamic camera adds so much to the scene if you do it right. Yeah, exactly, Full Metal, I agree. Now too bad I gotta simplify your face just to see what's going on. Okay. Wow! Okay, so here we're just gonna go ahead and get a decent. Okay, I do want to just sort of keep her face relatively motionless. So I do think she should be slightly emotioned. Slightly moved. I totally think you can make an anime. I would want to know it. Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate the support, guys. Animation for Sekiro? Oh, dude, that would be so cool, actually. That would actually be really good. We're gonna have that voice insider talk? Yeah, probably. I think that'd be nice. It'd be a nice touch. For sure, for sure. Did you watch videos to be a better animator? Actually, no. I wouldn't say that I did. I'd be disappointed if Sekiro got an animation and 2B and Dante didn't. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. 2B and Dante have awesome animations as well. Well, 2B technically did in the form of Mercy, but I would love to make a 2B animation, but the timing never always doesn't always. Yeah, there we go. Timing doesn't always work out. You like pizza? Oh, you're making me hungry. You're making me hungry, my friend. Where's her team? Nah, she just jumped solo. We're gonna have she's gonna be completely alone, and then she kills everyone, and then all of a sudden her team just shows up out of nowhere and starts looting all the bodies. It's like, where the f were you guys this whole time? Do you play Apex? I do, of course I do. Yeah, it's great. Do you do any simulation in your animes, or is it all hand animated? It's mostly hand animated, yeah. Adding a cute potato? Ah, yes, cute potatoes. Is there any Fortnite anime animations? No, I don't think so. Dante would be pretty difficult to animate with all those coattails. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't really do simulation that much. I occasionally do for cloth, and that's pretty much it. I typically don't simulate hair, but I sometimes do, like for Diva. Like right here, technically, that hair right there is simulated. But like Mercy's hair, for example, in the top right-hand corner is hand animated. So like, yeah, it really depends on the particular thing that I'm working on. How long will it take? Hopefully another week max. But I mean, maybe like a week and a half. She was a jump master and she wanted to land in market, but the last second her teammates bailed on her. Yeah, pretty much. Ooh, you feel that suspense? Livevine's not even looking at her. But yeah, suspense. Suspense. Totally. Yeah, Dylan, totally, so creepy. Ha ha ha. It's okay. You don't have to comfort me. I understand. Can I ask for assistance in Blender? I am having trouble with the tutorial. I started after watching your videos and tried to start my own project, but hit a wall when trying a tutorial. I don't know. It depends. I may or may not be able to help you, but if you do join a Discord, you can ask some people there, or you can ask me there. I'll be more available there to help out, because specific questions on YouTube are really hard to answer. But if it's a tutorial, you can also try just asking it in the comment section for whoever created that tutorial. Hopefully they'll be able to respond. But yeah, tutorials are good. Tutorials are very helpful. Yeah, my recommendation is like, I've said this many times, but I'll say it again, and as many times as I need to. But like, project-based learning is what you should be doing to push yourself forward each time. Like, you have a project where you know how to do most things, and then you want to learn how to do some things that you need to learn to achieve your goal. You shouldn't be doing something where you have to learn everything in order to achieve your goal. So start off with a basic level of like, okay, first you learn navigation and basic transformation in Blender, and then you go into the, okay, well now I can think of a project to make. It's very difficult to say that you have a project in mind immediately before you actually do anything. Just because it's going to be really daunting to learn everything at once. Make her head tilted? Oh, this girl's head? That's true. I like that. Yo, what's up? I like it. She's swagalicious now. Mozambique. Tiemedero. Is Blender faster to work with than Maya? In my opinion, yeah. Shane Neverson, how's it going? For today, did you start with an art base? Oh, did you start with an art storyboard, or did you write before you start animating? Yes, I do tend to write stuff before I start animating. I want to get something that's like handwritten or typed up. Handwritten's actually better in my opinion. But yeah. Last one got the self-revive. Flickers your shield on, turns around and finishes. Lamau. Back it up. She's got such like a attitude right now. Suspense. Bakero. Konero. Bakero. Okay, I clicked the link you sent for Discord and it says I don't have permission to send messages. Yes, the weekend of Surg, you have to unlock yourself. If you read the instructions in Newcomers, it'll tell you how to unlock yourself. There's also a channel called Unlock Yourself. All the instructions are there. You just gotta click a button and you'll be able to talk in every channel. Well, not every channel, but every public channel. Were you an artist when you were little? Yes, I did draw a lot when I was a kid. I don't really draw much anymore. It doesn't really pertain to Blender very much, but I did draw a lot when I was a kid. Yeah, definitely. Do I have a girlfriend? Bit personal, but yeah, I do. Popo, cool. Oh, yeah, pretty cool. Cool, thanks. Very cool. Thanks, Kanye. Where'd you go to animate? I'm self-taught. I'm self-taught. I am the GF. Wow. Plot twist. Do you rate yourself as a great animator? Personally, no, not really. I don't think I'm that great of an animator. I think I'm better at sort of like camera work. I'm an okay animator. I'm not bad. Like I definitely think I'm okay, but great? I don't know if I'm like great, you know, like I'm like alright, I'm okay. I got the basics down. It would be nice working on 2D animation one of these days. Yeah, it would be. It would be indeed. Tell me I did out. Make her look smug as hell. She's pretty smug. You'd be an awesome previous animator. I actually would agree with that. Yeah, I really enjoyed previous. It's very true. I really enjoyed previous. Yeah. What are your plans for the future, like future animation? Well, I plan to make my own series, probably in the near future. So those will be like original characters in the original universe, which I think will be pretty interesting to you guys. But you know, it's not going to be anything that's like I don't know. I don't want to give anything away, but it's gonna be like a thing that it's basically a thing I want to make. Probably this year or next year, depending on the timeline. Do you code any tools in Blender? Yeah, I do. I do code a few, and they're very, very minimalistic and super hacky. So yes, but also kind of not really. Did you work with RT or inspired by Ruby? Yes, both. I worked on Ruby Volume 3 actually, and I'm also a big fan of Monty's work. But yeah, I did a lot of R&D to get the style to look right. Python, yeah. Blender uses Python. I'm on my own right now, yeah. Can we see the animation from the start so far? No, I don't want to show it yet. It's not ready. It's not ready. If you got hired by Apex to do animation, to do the backstories of these characters, would you do it? Yeah, honestly, probably, yeah. Probably. I really like storytelling, and I would love to do that, but I don't think they're gonna do that. they have great animators on their own. They have whatever studio they hired to make the opening, like the trailer cinematics, did a fantastic job. I'll probably hire them instead. Has Shane Newble ever given you animation advice? Oh yeah, me and Shane are good friends. I talk to him all the time. He's the one who taught me everything I know about Poser. So like, yes, definitely. We always just talk about like different things that we'd noticed by animation and like be like, oh hey, like this is really cool, this is really good. Like, oh man, this is really well done because of that. Like, it's just pretty casual, but yeah. Oh my goodness! Yo, Toby, thank you so much for the bits. Thank you. Everyone knows this channel is a Mercy main territory. Yeah, you're not wrong. I don't think this girl's face is actually looking in the right direction right now. I need to fix her eyeballs. They're slanted. Ah! Ah! I want to redo everything, but I don't have time. So whatever. Do it next time. Those bit scared the daylights out of me. It's so loud. Oh, my bad. Yeah, it's a bit loud right now. What program is this? This is Blender. Does Poser have any advantages over Blender? Yes, it does. Sean Anthony, no more jokes about that. No more out of you, sir. Yeah, Poser's advantages are specifically like mocap handling and animation libraries. The ability to impose animation, any animation that you have on any rig, pretty much, is an incredibly powerful tool of Poser. Blender can't do that natively, I don't think. And the animation library that Poser has allows people to work really quickly by just adding animations in. Linearly, but like super nicely. And like it feels really good to just work with different animations and stitch them together and be able to work fast that way. That's what Monty did. And like, if Blender had that, I'd be so happy. But unfortunately, Blender's like pose system doesn't really take animation from every rig universally as well as Poser does. So, yeah. The only downside is that Poser's a little bit less flexible when it comes to things, just in general. So like, it's a big trade-off. I'm too used to working in Blender, so I've been still using Blender. But like, I use Poser for a lot of things too. Like I used to. I haven't used it in a while. But like that's because I haven't used mocap in a while. When it comes to hand animation, I prefer Blender by far. When it comes to mocap stuff, I prefer Poser. If you look in the bottom right hand corner, that animation right there was done in Poser and then rendered in Blender. So like that was pretty much all animated in Poser. So Poser has I mean, I probably wouldn't be able to do that in Blender as quickly or as efficiently. Yeah. So it's a pretty big difference in my opinion. But like, it really depends on how my workflow is catered to each time I work on different projects. You watch anime? I just finished Neverland. It's amazing. It's amazing. One week, and I'm still not done with the video. It's okay, I know exactly how you feel, but don't worry about it, Toby. Even if you don't get it in, I'll still watch it. I'll still watch it when you get it done. No worries. This is a big gun. This is like a very big gun. I feel like probably too big, but whatever. Like I feel like Lifeline's head is a lot bigger than Wraith's. Am I crazy? Ah, much better. There we go. Give me the money. Yeah, I feel intimidated. It just needs to be slightly smaller. Maybe it's just the hair. The bun sisters. One has twin buns, one has single bun. I'm wondering if they use the same like assets for that. No, I don't think they, no, they did. Yeah, no, they didn't. Just kidding. Her buns are slightly different. Dead person in the back. There's legs in the. Yeah, they are. That's fine. Even if you don't want the anime spoiled, I recommend rereading the first 30 chapters of the manga. The way they directed the angles in the manga is really good. Ah, okay, fair enough. I might check that out. Full Metal. I was curious about it. Thanks for letting me know it's the first 30 chapters. So there's no spoilers for anything else, like in the first 30 chapters. Those are all covered by the anime. Did you make the texture/skins by yourself? No, I did not. These are extracted from the game. Except for like the actual skin, but like, yeah. I need to have a particular. Why is she so tall? She's just so why are you like this, right? Be shorter. You know Lifeline's taller than her? Yeah. Wraith is actually pretty short. Oh my goodness, thank you so much, Joe McDong, for the $2 super chat. Not gonna lie, you do some nice stuff. Well, thank you very much. Keep doing you, my man. Dude, thank you. Dude, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Hey, Toby, welcome back. Welcome back. But yeah, man, I really appreciate that. Support from you guys is what keeps me going. So, I mean, thank you. She wouldn't be so short if she didn't Naruto run everywhere. That's very true. Yeah. If Wraith stood up super tall, I'm sure she'd be like a normal height person. But her hitbox is just small because of like how ridiculously she runs. Which, hey, you know what? Maybe there's some merit to the Naruto run after all. The tryhards are all Naruto running so they can reduce their hitbox size. You know, if you let's imagine you're in a real gunfight, right? Like let's talk about the science of this. Would Naruto running reduce the likelihood of a bullet grazing you to a point that like is worth it? You know what I mean? Probably not, considering the speed that you travel is probably gonna be less. I don't know. This is beyond science. Beyond science. Naruto run is more aerodynamic. Is it really? Like, was that scientifically proven? That's hilarious. I feel like it'd make it easier to get shot in the face. Only if you're like, no, I don't. Maybe, I don't know. Again, I'm not a Naruto run expert or nothing, but yeah, who knows. Does her left hand pulse that energy she has? Yeah, I guess it does. Does it only happen in her left hand, by the way? Does she not have it in both hands? Actually, I'm curious about this. Random curiosity. It's cancelled out by how much your body exerts itself. Lol. So as long as you're like, that's interesting. Humans can't possibly get fast enough in that Naruto run to find that efficiency. Fair enough, fair enough. That's hilarious. I got you, I got you. I'm glad somebody did the research. Very informative. Alright, music. Pause for a second. There we go. Stephen, hi. Well, thank you very much. Racers do put their arms back near the finish line. Oh, that's true. They do. That's true. They do Naruto run at the last second. Oh my god, you're so right. Racers all Naruto run for the last couple seconds of a sprint. But that's technically, I don't think that's for the aerodynamics of it. I think it's specifically just so that their head reaches the finish line before the other person, because that's what counts, apparently. I don't know. Too slow, too slow. Cut that off. Yeah. Should be good, hopefully. Oof, except it's not because of the focal length. There we go. I just want to get the timing down, so as you can see here, like I'm listening to the music just to get like the beats and stuff like that correct. I'm gonna turn up the music just a little bit. Like right here, this sounds a little bit better if the camera switch, for example, was like right around here on the beat, so that would make it feel a bit better as well. Yeah, the music is royalty free. Yeah, I just found it online. Yeah, there should be a cut here. Now, whether that cut is specifically this one, we'll see. That feels nice. Okay, so right here, I'm gonna mark it real quick, and then we're gonna turn the other music back on. I'm gonna use this as a reference. I went and set a marker there. Spartan dude, hey, how's it going? What's up, what's up, what's up? How long did it take you to learn this? It's a very subjective question. I'm not really sure because I'm always learning. So like, you can't really say like, hey, approximately 7 years. There's a lot of stuff I learned a long time ago, a lot of stuff I learned recently, so it really depends. I know for this particular frame what I want. But I have been doing this for about 7 years. All I see is Aztec hieroglyphics. Yeah, it's pretty convoluted. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe cut the Lifeline's hand in about to shoot the gun. No, maybe. Well, yeah, it could work. I'll consider it. Are there any resources to improving graph editor workflow? I never touched a graph editor. I need to change that. I didn't touch a graph editor for like 4 years. It's not that big of a deal in my opinion. Like, yeah. I don't know how else to encourage it. The one reason why I started touching the graph editor was working in Maya one time and realizing like there are some tweaks and stuff that are nice in the graph editor. So I started using it in those instances. But it's a very rare instance where I really have to tweak the graph editor. Most of the time I don't. The only other times I use it are for F-curve modifiers. That's pretty much it. But yeah, like, there are times where you want to move, like, everything, you know, like, move an entire axis of rotation a certain number of degrees, so you offset it perfectly, and, like, that's really nice to have, but, like, I don't typically do, like, advanced handle tweaking or anything like that, so, like, it's very situational stuff. Where do you find royalty-free music? YouTube. YouTube is a big resource for that, honestly. Yeah, it's like, a lot of it is like sort of gauging like, oh look, it's on YouTube and not taken down. So like, maybe, not guaranteed obviously, but maybe that means that I can use it. And like, I have to like do more research into exactly what the song's like copyright history is, if there's anything. Obviously you can also just look up YouTube, royalty-free music, and you'll find a lot of stuff too, but like, yeah, it really depends on a lot of things. I am not a legal expert. Do not take anything I say as legal tender. I will not be held liable for anything. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, I use it a lot to get clean loops since I've been doing walk cycles a lot. Oh, nice. Yeah. It's great for loops. That's true. Yeah. Loops do need a little bit of tweaking. But I mean, you can also just use the cycles modifier. Personally. Shadow Man, hey, welcome to the Goo Crew, dude. Thanks for following on Twitch, man. Thank you. Ah, I know. I know what angle I want. try that. That's an okay angle. Alright, Toby, I'll see you later. Good night. Not if you need to export the animation to a game engine. Ah, that's true. Very true. Yeah. You really got to keep the animation clean for that. Very good point. Very good point. It's only I want a muffin button on my computer so I can have muffins. Muffin buttons. That sounds nice. I can agree with that. Any button that immediately delivers food to your mouth is great. Can you make the strawberry tilt just a bit? I mean, yeah, probably. But like, right now it's like that's something you don't want to mess with until the very end. Like, I don't know how the cake is actually gonna move until I finalize everything. I should really finesse this hand though. Pinky out? Nah. Oh, thank you so much, Joe MC Don McDonald. Joe McDonald, thanks so much for following on Twitch, dude. And thanks again for the super chat earlier. How did you find places to export down legally when you use them for Bundy? That's not really an easy question to answer. Like, legally, copyright and legality are very, very tricky topics. Because, like, in essence, the only thing that makes copyright illegal is if the copyright holder deems it to be. Like, there's no way I can really answer that for sure. Yeah, there's no ubiquitous answer. There's no, like, this is always going to be the case or anything like that. Really hard to answer. Yeah, I don't typically. I hate copyright so much. Let me just say that much. Like, it's so hard to deal with, but like, obviously, it has to be there to a certain extent. So like, I don't hate it. I don't hate its existence. But like, gosh, I wish it wasn't so bleh. Pinky up to show class, even though she's going through the fight. Yeah, maybe. Ace of Spades, hey, how's it going? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I do think Pinky up would be funny. Just such a minor detail. I love it. Just be writing a paper, but it's too much fun. Hey, you should definitely be writing that paper, man. Don't let me be your excuse for procrastination, but hey, I appreciate you being here. Why not Lifeline or any of the others? You mean like this? They're there. It just happens that Wraith is the main character. I'm getting hungry. Spoke too soon. No problem, Dragon Driscoll. I got him, guys. How do you get it so two objects don't clip into each other? I'm using Blender for school projects as well as my computer sometimes go blah, blah, blah. Okay, so clipping is a bitch. It's always gonna happen. there's no way to prevent two objects from clipping into each other without setting like some constraints up or something. It's not something that just happens. It's something that has to be finessed. So it's like there's no detection of whether or not objects will collide. If that happened, then your computer would explode all the time, because calculating that all the time is just not super effective, super efficient. I mean, maybe in the future there's gonna be a lot of physics-based stuff that will allow you to do that. I don't doubt that, but right now there's no way to automatically have that happen. So avoiding clipping is just all about finessing it yourself. That's it. That's all it is. Yeah. Overall, you shouldn't really be like caring all that much about it. Like, it's gonna happen, so like don't be too anal about it, and you should be fine. In my personal opinion. Yeah. Doesn't the somewhat hyper-realistic food sometimes feel distracting? Nah, I think it's good. I think anime typically has hyper-realistic food, and it should be hyper-realistic. Yeah, this isn't really super realistic. It's definitely still stylized. It's hand painted, so I'm happy with it personally. Is that the wingman? It is. Also, I wanted to thank you for taking your time to answer my question. Sorry for the long question. Oh, no problem at all. No problem at all. I enjoy answering questions on the stream. That's what we're here for. God, I hate these eyes. Oh. Is someone put nail polish over it? Oh yeah, that's true. The shininess is not exactly ideal yet. I haven't really finessed the shader. Right now it has like that super shiny look. That's because of the gloss shader they have on it. Let me see if we can fix that up real quick, but it's not in any way a priority at the moment. And I'll figure it out later. Yeah, because it just has this, I think, a basic shader on it right now. I think it's even shadeless. I don't think it actually has a shader on it. But like, yeah, I'm gonna finesse that up a little later. Probably get this question a lot, but if I want to start animating fight scenes and stuff like that, where do I start? It depends. Have you never animated before, or are you a seasoned animator who just wants to get into fight scenes as a specialization? Because there's very different answers for that. This is Blender. This is Blender. Very, very, very much beginner. Okay, fair enough. So if you want to get into fight scenes and you've never animated before, couple things. First of all, the place where you start is not with fight scenes. You want to start with a single character first, doing movements of some sort. You could try a walk cycle. I don't always recommend a walk cycle for the beginning. I would recommend doing things like jumping right? Just do a jump, like animate a character jumping up and down. Not forward and backwards, you can practice that later. Just up and down, simple up and down motion. You can try a character, you know, kicking. Try a character punching. Only one character. Start with only one character. Do not try to do 2 characters until you can master 1 character. Get that motion to look good. Understand what looks good. And then once you get that down, then you can start thinking about choreography and all that stuff. Like that's the place where you should be starting, in my opinion. Yeah, a lot of people bite off too much, way too much, more than they can chew, and they get overwhelmed, which is totally natural. Anyone would be overwhelmed if they had to go from learning nothing about animation to trying to learn how to animate 2 characters interacting with each other. It's not easy to just jump from that point, one point to another. Master 1 character first. The moment when she gets that warning, her eyes turn white. That's very true. I do have a whites of her eyes rig thing I have to change. Any tips for modeling eyes? Proxy, honestly, my eyes suck, but if I did give a tip, it would be to not do it like I do it. I had a tip that I modeled out, I think a while ago, for a cutie girl, and that was to make a concave sclera, which is just like the whites of her eyes. Just make a concave sort of shell for the eye, and then add a pupil in there as a separate object. That would feel so much better in every way than what I have in my scene right now. Oh my goodness. But yeah, that's my tip. Yeah. Thanks for that. Yeah, no problem, Verpar. No problem at all. How does animation look? It depends. Depends on a lot of things. Have you changed your eye model recently? No. I remember that, but it never made much sense to me. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense, but it's actually really, really good. Yeah, that's what they use on Ruby. That's what they use in, I believe even Guilty Gear has that as well. Pretty much every professional anime model I've seen on Sketchfab, or not professional, all the Sketchfab 3D anime models all have that same sort of thing. Not all of them, but a lot of them do. Of course, they might have it for different reasons, but ultimately, the reason why it's good is because you can always make sure that the pupil is visible. That's the biggest thing. Right now, I have this ridiculous problem. Let me just show you why I don't like this rig. I don't think I've ever talked about it. This is why I don't like my eye rig right now. If she looks to the left or the right, her pupils look really bad. Like, I can't see her pupils anymore. They're sideways now, right? That's terrible. This looks terrible. I don't like this, right? If you had a rig like I mentioned earlier, where the pupil is just a circle instead of a concave thing, you could get away with just translating it instead of rotating it, and then you could keep the white stationary and move the pupil around within that white area, and the pupil will always look nice. It'll always look pretty. So that is a much more ideal setup, in my opinion. Yeah, exactly. So that's why I don't like an eyeball. It specifically doesn't work well for anime eyes, because anime eyes don't make sense geometrically. If they were actually, as big as they are, like this is how my eyes are set up inside of her head. They don't really make sense geometrically. So like moving them and deforming them, like if it was a realistic eye, doesn't end up looking as good as if you just cheated it. Yeah. Sonic's the dude. Yeah. Speed of sound, Sonic. Whew. Is 99 Lives royalty free? Yeah, probably. If it's in this playlist, it is, because this playlist is automatically curated to be royalty free. I see. I'll experiment with it. I've been thinking of using lattices like the encoder. Yeah, this is using lattices as well. But I don't personally think it's ideal. I personally prefer the other way. But you can try it either way. Like, again, I'm using lattices right now, and I'm running into problems with it. So, yeah, it's up to you. The shape of the eye, like the shape of the iris, you mean? The pupil? I'm not so sure about that. Hypothetically, it should just be a circle most of the time, but slightly taller ovular shape, I don't know. I use Blender. Wait, where's this playlist and can I use it sometime? Yeah, it's called Pretzel Rock. It's a bot. As you can see here, this is a little bot that I run on my stream right now, just like on my computer. It's really simple. It's just like basically just a music player, but Pretzel Rock is what is the name of it, and it plays only copyright-free music. So, really good for. It's made specifically for streaming. So yeah, I don't know. Would you ever make a Dead by Daylight animation? Oh, that's a good question. I never played Dead by Daylight, actually. Oh, the eye socket. Oh, I see. So, like, the actual eyelids, basically? Okay, well, in that case, I would say, like... Sarah introduced me to the concept of different types of eyeballs in anime. Or eye shapes in anime. There's, like, the tatami or whatever. Like, I don't know. There's a bunch of different ones. It basically depends on like if the eyes like slant upwards or slant downwards or like are straight or curved. The eyelashes essentially. Most of the time it has to do with the top eyelashes. I would say just research that. There's a lot of different charts for that in terms of what personality represents what eyeball shape or eye socket shape, and that's great reference for how to model eyelids. Yeah, but. Other than that, I'm not really sure. Like, topology-wise, I'm not really an expert on that. You can ask Kai about that. But, like, in terms of the shape, I would say, like, that has to do with, like, personality and stuff like that. Yeah. People who don't watch these live videos have no idea how much effort gets put into these videos. Yeah, it's true. It's true. But, I mean, that's fine. You know. Like, you know, ideally people understand, like, oh, this takes a long time to make. But, life is life, you know? People have expectations and needs to fill. Is that my phone? It is my phone. Oops. Do not worry about the ambiguous beeping. Plop. Oops. Okay. I like this. It feels a little better. Body. How's the stream going? Hey, Frick, how's it going? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Speedos on Sonic is a male with androgynous appearance. Yeah. What mocap software hardware would you use for the Mercy hair type animations and Yada Unleashed was amazing? I'm glad you liked it. I used Perception Neuron mocap, Suit, and then I used Blender, Poser. No, I didn't use Poser at all. Yeah, I just used Poser to convert it to Blender. But yeah, I did the mocap in Perception Neuron, and then I tweaked a lot of stuff in Blender. So I did a lot of stuff in Blender that wasn't in the mocap. For example, like the cookie and stuff like that. Like The actual like biting of the cookie and the eating of the cookie, that was all done by hand. The facial expressions were all done by hand, and the hair was all done by hand. And I had a lot of finesse to do with like the hands and stuff like that. But yeah, it turned out really good, I think. I'm really glad that particular shot turned out well. Good, bro. Excellent. Excellent. I'm glad you're doing well. I'm doing quite well as well. Quite well as well, might I add. Okay, so what I want to do here is finish my sentence. I want to just have her look down while Lifeline's looking at her here, so that way we can get sort of like a setup. It's a setup. Yeah, well, that's supposed to be a better setup. So that she can be looking down first, and then thinking about what she wants to do, sort of like, so we get a feeling of her thoughts. Good luck. Happy Easter to you as well, Frick. What up, Erwin? How's it going? Hung, nice to see this. Just had some bad matches in Apex. Loot goblins and bad fights was not fun. I'm excited to see how this video turned out. Oh boy, yeah, those are the greatest games ever. Agreed. Animation looks amazing so far, dude. Oh, thank you very much. Glad you like it. I think I might go and play some Apex now. I'll check back later. Keep up the amazing work. Sounds good. Sounds good. Thanks for dropping by, dude. And thanks. Appreciate it. We're about to get into like the fighty fights as well. As soon as I get this particular shart. This particular shot. I mean, shot is just shart in British. Shot. Because shot in British is short. So shot is actually shart. Man, I am probably offending people right now, but I think that's pretty funny. I'm about to apologize. Anyway. Shot. You must do storyboarding before you animate, right? Yes and no. Sometimes I'll have a shot list. I don't storyboard very often, to be completely honest. And I oftentimes just make things up as I go. That does happen. I don't recommend it, but it does happen. But yeah, a shot list is pretty common for me. I like doing shot lists more than I like doing storyboards. Because I like planning out what I want to do, but storyboarding is a bit of a extra step that I don't always have to do. But it does help if I do it. I just don't always. I'm lazy. I'm lazy. I'm pretty lazy. How do you make the cutest models ever? Hey, glad you like it, Dennis. Fights are done on the go? For the most part, yeah. Yeah, for the most part, the fights themselves are done on the go. The big beats, I'll try to storyboard, but like, the fights themselves, I don't typically have a specific storyboard in mind. I'll just have like, a general idea of like, yeah, this will sort of happen. And then I'll try to plan it out, like, you know, while I'm working on the fight itself. As long as I know how it begins and how it ends, I can pretty much get it done. I don't like these eyeballs anymore. I used to love these eyeballs. I used to be like, oh, they look so pretty. And they do look nice, but like, only sometimes. I'm just like, it's annoyed by how inconsistent they are these days. Dill, how do you go about your fight scenes? Do you use a basis idea from a movie or something? I like to write fight scenes. Yeah, so, I typically plan my fight scenes based on whatever's in my mind when I listen to music. That's a big part of the process. I come from a dance background, so like choreography was always done just through the mind while listening to music. And so then when I start doing fight choreography, I'll do the same thing. It's very similar. Right, and obviously you have to get up and try it a little bit, you know, test out a few different moves, see if they work. Is very similar. The Doom! How's it going? How's it going? How's it going? How's it doing? I just wanted to say I appreciate your animations. I love watching Katsuwatch and how good they turn out. Keep doing what you're doing, bro. Dude, thank you so much, The Doom. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Is a good computer required for 3D animation as a career? I want to say it's not required, but it is highly recommended. But it's not required, no. You shouldn't let that stop you, per se. You can always work with low poly animations. You can always work with like lower stress projects for your computers. I wouldn't let that limit you in terms of like doing it or not. But like, if you have to work around that restriction, then you can work around it. But obviously, if you can handle like stronger assets, you know, heavier assets on your computer, then yeah, it would be ideal. But if not, it's totally fine. You just have to find ways to work around it. Yeah. It helps a lot, but no, yeah, it's not required, but it does help. Yeah, stylized animations will get you far. Agreed. Proxy knows all about that. Proxy is fantastic at animating stylized characters, by the way. If you guys haven't seen his work, you can check it out in the Discord. But yeah, like it's a very stylistic choice to do like low poly things, but it can also be really, really, really good when you don't have a computer that can handle it. So like, if you don't have a computer that can handle higher poly animations, is what I'm saying. And it looks fine. Like, it looks great. Like, like, the stuff that I'm doing right now doesn't require that much processing power. Like, yeah, the models might be a little taxing, but, like, the shading is not nearly as bad as it could be, right? So, like, rendering is not too bad. If you were to do a realistic shaded animation, like the one that you see, like, Project Legendary, for example, which is on the bottom right-hand corner at times, not right now, but, Project Legendary is a more realistically shaded animation. That took me a few months to render, right? Just as an example. And, you know, that was with a pretty strong computer, too. So, like, that restricts you in terms of time quite a bit. For stylized animations, I can finish, or I can render it in, like, a day or two, maybe. You know, like, it's really not that bad for, like, 2D shading. No, I did not use MMD. I use, Blender. Can I ask, where did you get the Mercy texture? From the game. Yeah, just, you know, extracted. Internet, Google, various. I want a smirk. Give me a smirk, Wraith. No, I don't like this smirk. I need a smirk that doesn't require her eyes to be open. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. It looks so much better with Simplify off. My goodness. I use Blender, but like the models are, the models are anime, so like you might get that vibe, but it has nothing to do with MMD. used to make avatars for VR chat. Oh, nice. Yeah, Blender is the animation software I use. It's really nice. It's really easy to use. And it's free. How do you get the camera to move like that? You animate it. You animate it. It works like any other animation of objects. Or should. MMD is a pain in the butt. Is it? I've never tried it before, but yeah, I've heard things. Shadu, hello. It's really not that hard. Nor do I like it like people saying it sucks. You will find wonderful ways to use it. Yes, agreed. Yeah, you can make it very good, but like saying that like it's meant for doing the things that they can do it with is not true. I'd say I definitely think MMD is meant for like more. It's made for, you know, Miku dance, but like people have been able to make amazing things with it, definitely. But that doesn't mean that it's the software itself is like good for that thing. That's my personal opinion. But yeah, no, I don't disagree that it's possible. Yeah. I know VR chat isn't that impressive, but I literally got into modeling because of it, so I can't really complain. Yeah, no, VR chat is fantastic. That's awesome. I'm here to defend MD. Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, it was developed for music videos, etc. Yeah, exactly. So like, I mean, again, I don't think MMD sucks, but if someone's trying to use it for purposes besides what it was made for, I think they're entitled to the opinion that it does sort of suck for that purpose. But yeah, it doesn't suck overall. You know what I mean? To accept constructive MD, Full Metal, hey, I would lay off. Never actually use it. Yeah, that's like fun. Oh, don't worry, Shadow. He didn't mean anything bad, but That pinky dough, I know, right? Classic. I've seen many good MMD users though. Yeah, you guys want to talk about good MMD users? Oh goodness, can I find one? Asatoshi? Have you guys seen Asatoshi on YouTube? I believe he uses MMD. I think. Yeah. Hang on, let me show you a video of his real quick. Okay, check this out, guys. Check this out. Hang on. This is like a 13-minute video, but I'm just gonna find the fight scenes. There's a montage here. His animation is so good. It's so good. Oh my god, it's so good. And he does a really good job directing too. Like, I feel like his editing and his like camera work is fantastic. Look at that. That feels so cool. Whoa, dang. That's awesome. Yeah. Lots of cool things. I mean, this is MMD, so like you can definitely do cool stuff with it for sure. Ooh, the dodge though. Nice. Nice. It feels so anime. Really well done stuff. Anyway, I recommend Asatoshi. There's also a couple people from China who did some amazing stuff with MMD a while back. Like, it's just so good. Miku P. Yeah. This guy's Asatoshi. Asatoshi on YouTube. How do you get the textures back after pressing Z? Oh, you just press Z again. Oh, Alt Z. Hit Alt Z. Yeah. Hit Alt Z. Will this live stream go up as a video? Yes, it's typically saved on my channel, but it's not unlisted. It's I mean, it's not public. It's unlisted. So you just have to go to the bottom of my channel page, and you'll be able to see all my live streams. Yeah. Can you pimp out any other animators like you with this guy's videos? Ninja Charlie T, he's fantastic. CY is a good animator, yeah. CY is a great animator. I tried to find a video of his first. Asatoshi, Verpar, you spelled it correct, yeah. That is exactly, yeah, Asatoshi, there we go. Hey, Rio CC, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Should I know, but I can't find flipping MM models for Polygon Movie Maker. Not PBN. Does MMD have modeling tools? I don't believe it does. I could be wrong though. How long has this been going? For about 1 hour and 53 minutes. Speaking of the key pushing, are you using a mechanical keyboard? Yes. Does it speed up your process? No, not really. I just like how it feels. No, not really. No. Corey Wills, oh, thank you very much. Keep it up. Never seen anything like it before. Hey, thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it, dude. Appreciate it. How long did it take you to learn all this? I've been doing this for about 7 years. Dangerous rival, what's up? What's up? Do you think you show us your model topology? I could, but I didn't really model the actual things. So I mean, they're not really. Yeah, they're just from the game developers and yeah. Unless you need to navigate Japanese sites, but it's really easy. Yeah, MMD is very Japanese centric, it's true. Oh god, why is she floating? Why is she floating? What have I done? I did something wrong. Love your attention to detail. Oh, thank you very much. Wait, what the hell? What happened to my attention to detail? Oops. No wonder. I think that's a wrong. It's a wrongy wrong. Here we go. Okay, so here we go. This is the part where things get freaky. You're gonna be finished soon, aren't you? For the stream? Kind of soon, but I'm still gonna be online for a bit. Now watch me make it. How long will this take? Well, the animation itself? That depends on a lot of things, but hopefully not too long. Do you have any times a day that you're on Discord? Not particularly, but just ask away, I guess, is the only thing I can really say. If I'm not online, you can always ask the blunderheads and stuff like that. Yeah, because there's a role for the blunderheads where people who know Blender can actually help answer questions as well. If I'm not available, if I am available, I'll try to answer questions. But yeah, I'm pretty much on like all the time though. Oh, the Mercy Halloween animation. How long did it take for you to make? Oh, good question. I'm glad you liked it. It took me about a week, I think. A week and a half, maybe? Probably about a week. No, I don't like that. Delete everything. This should feel very natural. Hey, Dangerous Rival, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Why might a vid I've made in 4K that go down to 360p on YouTube? Oh, that is a really good question. I'm not entirely sure how the encoding works on YouTube when it comes to 4K stuff. I've never used 4K before, so yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there it is. So I can't really answer that question per se, but I will say that like the metadata might have something to do with it. I think there's like a metadata injector thing that you might have to do. I know it works that way for like 360 videos. So like it's a little bit different, but like for 4K videos you might have to inject a specific piece of data into the video file in order for YouTube to recognize it as 4K. But that's just a guess. I have no idea. Did you take classes? No, I am self-taught. Yeah. I'm using Blender. Well, who is that? Thank you so much for following. Mau. Appreciate it. Yeah, I think it's fall forward actually. Oops. I think the timing here is going to have to be tweaked a little bit later on. Okay, I'm going to get this thing to work a little bit better. Hey, Daito, how's it going? Alright, cool. I've been stuck for 2 days trying to find my own answers and ask around. Yes, that's my best guess, Dangerous Rival. Again, I haven't worked with 4K, but hopefully that helps. I don't know. Have you considered using the DIY budget mocap to make animations easier? Well, I already have a mocap suit, so I haven't really considered that. Yeah. Are you currently streaming on Twitch? No, I am not. Only on YouTube today. Aren't there usually videos that help with render settings? Yeah, I think so. There should be. I tend to watch your videos when I'm doing homework. It gets me in this really calm zone and I'm able to work efficiently. Hey, well, I'm glad you like it. Yeah. I want to do more lo-fi stuff like loops, animation loops in the future, but like, I don't know how often I'll do them. Because I do really enjoy making this kind of stuff too. want to go ahead and animate the fingers real quick. There we go. Lucio Lo-Fi Beats Limbo. Getting stuff ready for the next Butter animation I'm working on first episode of Gohanverse. Gohanverse? Oh shit! Oh snap! That sounds hype, dude. Man, tell me more. I always hear indie animators from mocap studios say they mostly hand animate everything since mocap is more cleanup than it's worth. I do kind of agree with that. I've been avoiding mocap lately for that exact reason. But it's hard to gauge like the what it's worth part, because that's sort of like the hardest part to like value, like how much time are you really saving? Because when you're not going to go ahead and try to animate the same thing twice, so you're never really going to know if it took you a short amount of time. You know what I mean? Like, not really. You can sort of get an idea maybe, but like, you can also consider like, oh, like look, I made an animation that's the same length and the same amount of time. But then you can argue, well, that's because even though you hand animated it, like in the same amount of time, because you hand animated it, you bias towards simpler animation. So like, there's a lot of like, you know, okay, so like the quality of the animation is like different, you know, like that kind of thing. So, hard to say. An animation that looks shaky, it doesn't look good either, because of all the noise. It's a series in which Emo Gohan fights Teen Gohan Black to save his mom. There's 7 episodes. Oh jeez, 7 episodes. Oh man, that's crazy. You joined the Discord server. Welcome, welcome, Fire Shadow. I don't use Blender much. I remember using some kind of extrude modifier. Yeah, I'm sure there's tons of stuff like that. Do you play Overwatch? Yeah, I do. I play PC. There's something small, mocapping isn't always worth it, but at least in Japanese media, dancers are always like mocap. Actually, I think it's the opposite. Something small is typically worth mocapping more so than something big. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like smaller movements and smaller actions are much better for mocap because they have sort of like a higher payoff for the reward. I know that sounds weird, but it's like people notice those things more so for smaller things. Like for example, small acting bits, or if they're just like walking to like a certain place and like leaning on something. Like that feels so nice with mocap, and in order to get the same amount of believability with a small action like that, with hand animation it takes a lot longer. Whereas for big things like fights and stuff like that, it's actually not that noticeable in terms of like the fidelity of the animation, in terms of whether you mocap it or not. Because you can animate something that's pretty decent pretty quickly for fight animation stuff. Namely because the human eye cannot pick out the mistakes in fight animation as well as something small as like leaning on a piece of cardboard or something. Yeah. So like it's all about like the human eye and like what it can recognize as what's being off. Fight scenes are not typically very common in real life, and so like those movements are not as familiar to us. So like we won't notice if like the balance is slightly off compared to like if you're not standing right. You know, it's a big difference. But yeah. It kind of has something to do with the Uncanny Valley, but also not. But also kind of. It's related. It's related to the Uncanny Valley. Tried Blend Rig? No, I haven't. I have not. I never even used Blend Rig in 2.79, so I don't really have a reason to check it out yet. I know it's really powerful, but Rigify gets what I need done. Will we do more Overwatch animations? Yes, yes. I think I'm pretty sure I will. There's a lot of Overwatch stuff I still want to do. For sure, for sure. I'm getting hungry. So which videos did you actually use mocap? Oh, good question. I use mocap for Project Legendary. I use mocap for Mercy's cookie thing. I use mocap for that. I used mocap for like that fight scene was all hand animation for the Mercy 2B thing that you see there. But like later on I used mocap for like a simple like sword sheathing motion. This is mocap, of course, like I mentioned earlier. The Mercy cookie stuff. This was all hand animated. The one you see in the bottom right hand corner. That's all hand animated. It depends. It's a long list. Each video might have a mixture of both. So, yeah. You haven't used BlendRig, but I thought you're the one who recommended it. I think you even said that it's what you use for mocaps. It's not what I use for mocaps, but because for mocap I have to use my own rig. But BlendRig, I do recommend it. I very much do recommend BlendRig, but I personally don't use it for my own projects. I've used it before with the Blender Institute. Or the Blender Animation Studio, they let me use one of their rigs once, and it's so good. It's a fantastic rig, but for my own personal projects, I don't really use it that much. But I think I heard people say they prefer it over Rigify. Oh, for sure. I think overall it's better than Rigify. Speaking of mocap, you heard a talk from BlenderCon about software that's going to be able to track mocap from video footage? Oh, that's insane. That's insane. What tips do you have to improve rhythm and fight scenes? Listen to music. Music, music, music. Use music. If you're not using music, you're wasting a precious resource of rhythm. Music. Not the flan. Not my precious flan. I made a run cycle with it? Nice, nice, nice. Opinion on long continuous cut for fight scenes versus massive amount of jump cuts that Hollywood seems to like so damn much? I mean, you already know what I'm gonna say. From a directing standpoint, what's your opinion on implied action versus showing the actual fight scene on screen? It's the same thing. Like, if you're doing implied action, you're not showing action. It's just, that's not action. It's not action. It's the absence of action. I don't like it. I mean, I understand why they do it. It's like, you know, if they can't get the actor to fight, then like obviously that they have no choice. But it's like, it does, you know, it does have a price. It has a price. and that is that the end product is not as good. Straight up. Hey Benji, how's it going? Is there any people channels tutorials you think you would watch? We should watch for either animation or just Blender in general. Yeah, that's a good question. I can't say off the top of my head. Ninja Charlie T is a fantastic animator he's a Minecraft animator, but he does all non-Minecraft stuff now too. But like he's a Blender animator who I know pretty well. He's awesome, but like I can't think of any non-Minecraft animators these days that still use 3D on YouTube, except for Lucas the Spider. But like, he doesn't use Blender. I mean, I'm 90% sure he doesn't use Blender. But yeah, I don't fully know, you know. But Hyun's Dojo is fantastic. If you guys haven't seen them, Hyun's Dojo is all about 2D animation. But like, they have some 3D animation on there. But they're like the stick figure fight community, basically. Do you practice any sort of martial arts? Yes, and yes. I used to take kung fu lessons like a long time ago, so I know like I have a foundation of martial arts in wushu or Shaolin, kung fu, wushu. It's like all pretty much the same thing now. But yeah, like Chinese martial arts, I should say, specifically. But it does help. It does definitely help because you understand sort of the physical movement of like certain things. It makes sense to you because you sort of have an idea of how to do it when you've done it yourself. Like it does help a lot. You won't deny that. Are the rest of your family into any of the fighting arts? No, not really. My sister took a little bit of kung fu with me, actually, but neither of us really persisted with it. Finally, footwork! Oh my goodness, I feel like I've been working on hands for so long. Sorry. to all my crimes. Preference and consistency on the channels that use SFM. Yeah. Source Filmmaker is much more popular than Blender is on YouTube. A lot of 3D animators use Source Filmmaker these days. On YouTube. That's for sure. No, she should. What am I doing? Bad, though, bad. Step forward, not backwards. Pole vectors, yeah. Much enjoy me gusta. Have you heard of Volta Base? He's usually making openings for YouTube channels. I have not. I have not. Check the intro you made for Maximilian, dude. I will take a look at that. Over there. Anticipation in there. We lean back on that. Love your animations. Hey, Janesso, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Maximilian dude, you said? Can I just look up any video and I'll have the intro for him? Whoa! Okay, hang on. Is this going to have an intro? I don't know for sure. Oh, hey, it does. What is this? No, hang on. Where's... Is it... Am I looking at the right one, Proxy? Wait, no, this is... Wait, did he make this? No, right? No. That's just from an anime, right? Right? That's not it, is it? It's just like a best of. Is it? Check the new ones? Okay. Wait, he made this? Oh my god. Oh my god. Holy shit, that's amazing. Oh my god. Holy sh... Oh my goodness. That was awesome. I'm watching this again. Who is this guy again? What's his name? Volta Bass. Volta Bass? God, this is insane, dude. Who is this guy? And you said Clamps as well? Clamps? Alright, Clemps, what do you got for me? Whoa. Holy crap. Oh wow. That's crazy, dude. He's so good. He reminds me of Persona 5. I don't know why. What kind of add-ons have you made for Buena that we can use? Nothing. Nothing at all, dude. My add-ons are terrible. Pat Stairs intro? Sure. Why not? We're already here. This is so cool. Oh wow. Dang, this is crazy. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm really feeling I'm feeling the thick line vibe. Very Persona-y. Dang, that's crazy, dude. The dithering also gives like a manga feel, which is cool. That part's so good. Oh man, that's crazy. That's pretty good. He's good. I like him. Latino Star, I can't give any legal advice on anything. I can't tell you anything. I really have no idea. Do you know any way to make that tune shitting in Buena 2.8? Yeah, there's a way, but it's not as good, so I haven't switched over. Just got in the blender and haven't found a tutorial on how it's made. Yeah, for 2.8, it's very different than 2.7, man. Yeah. I think always on fair use. He's mostly using personal use would cause issues if he sold the model. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But like, I can't really say for sure, like, because at the end of the day, copyright depends on the copyright holder. So like, fair use is a very, very convoluted thing to sort of encourage because like, it doesn't actually have any legal tender. In the court of law, it doesn't prevent you from getting sued. It's only there as evidence once you get sued. So you can't tell someone you can't, like, they can't sue you because of fair use. So like, there's a lot of legal gray area with copyright. Like, yeah, it just makes me not ever want to say anything for sure. It's just, you never really know. And I never really know either, you know? Can you do a cute animation of Pathfinder and Mirage chilling? Sure. I'll consider it. Well, if they were to sue, like, realistically speaking, it'd be for a totally different reason, because it doesn't make any sense to actually sue for stuff like this, because it's actually free advertising. But that's just from a business standpoint. So, like, legally speaking, they're always allowed to sue. But it's like, yeah, depends on the business. It just, there's so many factors. Like, there's no way I can say for sure anything. Like, if they just really don't like you, then they can be like, oh yeah, this is a reason, you know. So that's just how copyright work. Mod killer, well, hello. Why worry about the texture, not the model? Yeah, the model's way more important than the texture. My advice to you, well, I can't really give legal advice, but my advice to you is just to, like, for Blizzard stuff, it's not that bad. Like, it's pretty unlikely that they'll do anything to you because they're a pretty community-driven company. For other stuff, like Disney, it's a little bit tougher, but like, it's still probably fine. But you know, Disney is a real stickler for copyright. So you just don't want to do it in that particular case. But you could do the exact same thing with Blizzard and it'd probably be fine, right? As long as you're not claiming that you created the character or anything like that, obviously. But like, yeah, so like that's the general advice. Like, you don't really have to worry too much about it, but like, always exercise amount of caution and always be like willing to accept the risk of, like, you know, they could just pretend like, you know, they're not okay with it, and then they wouldn't be, then they have the legal right to not be okay with it. You know what I mean? So again, I can't really say for sure, like, yes, it's definitely allowed, but like, that's all I can say. I know how frustrating it can be, but it's very difficult to give answers. Oh, Sanrio too? Interesting. Love your work, man. Hope you're doing well. Hey, Ragnarok. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I don't want to do solo, actually. I have changed my mind. 2 maybe? Zoom in a little bit. There we go. That's pretty good. That's better, much better. Okay. Sanrio really don't like it when you sell fan or use their characters in bad ways, etc. Companies like Sega or Blizzard let fan slide. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's mostly irrelevant when it comes to fan since it's mostly. Again, fair use is not really. Is not good enough. Yeah. Yeah. Fair use is actually not. It doesn't protect anyone from getting sued, and it can still technically be considered like. It's a very very finicky thing. Fair use is not like a definitive term. It's a lot. Yeah, it's deceptive, but it's not actually that helpful. But that's that. You have to get into like the nitty gritty of like copyright law. And it's kind of annoying. I don't like it. Yeah, it's a defense, not a right. Exactly. Yeah. It's not the strongest defense either. It's like an okay defense. Ooh, that feels nice. Ooh, did I actually fix her? No, I didn't. Never did. Of course I did. Yeah, I've heard stories of Maya suing like students who use the student version of commission work. Like it's not even like making; they're just having to spend like get a little bit of money off it. Maya be like, "You used our student version to make money, and now we can sue you." And it's true, they can, but that's kind of a dick move. But whatever. Yeah. Okay. All right. I think I'm done for today, guys. I really wanted to get into the fight part of it, but I'll have to hold that off for tomorrow. No! The flan! Quick, lifeline! Grab it! Everything is okay. I have caught the flan. Everything is good. Thumbs up. You still dead, Wraith. It ain't gonna work to me. I got my flan. And you did. Thanks. Any tips on how to learn to get started with animating in Blender? Every time I try, I'm lost for a few hours. Look super stiff. Reference. If you're not using reference, you're wasting your time. For learning, like if you're not using reference, you're wasting your time. Just straight up. Because if you're I mean, unless you're just a god at not having to use reference. But if you're struggling with it, then obviously you need to have reference. Everybody uses reference. Like only the rarest of rare people never need to use reference ever, and even they probably need reference. You know, like professional animators, they all use reference. Professional artists, they all use reference. Real life is the best reference you can get. See if you can get something that like you can just look at while you animate. It'll help a ton. By a ton, I mean like a lot. I didn't have to clarify that, but I did anyway. Alright, see you later, Daito. Yeah. The stream of legal troubles and stuff? No problem, dude. No, I totally understand the frustration. But like, yeah, don't worry about it too much. Yeah, cease and desist is more common than actually suing. It's very true. Ever since I watched the first trailer of Ruby, I've wanted to do animation similar to that. Still way too complicated to make fights like that. Oh yeah, I'll recommend to you the same thing I recommend other people, which I talked about earlier today. If you want to get into fights and you have no idea how to animate yet, do not try to do fights. Try to do one character doing a basic movement. What you can try fighting and kicking if you want to get into that. One character doing a basic movement of some sort. Walking, punching, kicking, jumping is a big one. Understanding human body mechanics. That once you get that foundation down, then you can go to 2 characters or more. But like, you always want to start with 1 character. Just start. Make shit animation until it's not. Yeah, that also helps a lot. But like, yeah, knowing what to practice is super important. I definitely think that like, body mechanics is an overarching sort of foundation for fight scenes. And if you can find good references on that, specifically, not just like animation as a whole, because that's a little bit too general. There's so many things you can do with animation that body mechanics doesn't necessarily have to worry about too much. But body mechanics as a subject is fantastic to study for fight animation. I'd love to see you go full freestyle, like making the character and then animating it. What do you mean by freestyle? Oh, like completely original work? Is that what you mean? I'm not going slow-mo anymore, so I'm going to push this forward by like 0.5. That's too much. Are you working on the storyboard right now? No, I'm not. I'm just sort of making it up as we go right now. I do have a general idea of what I want, but it sort of morphs as I go. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention actually about Monty's stuff real quick. It's a misconception that like long drawn out shots are always the best. When you look at Monty's stuff and you watch Monty's stuff, especially if you watch it without sound, he has so many cuts. He has a lot of cuts. He does a lot of cuts all the time. And it's really interesting how he gets away with that. And, I don't know, I just thought that was interesting. Anyway, will we do more tutorials in the future? I don't know if I will, per se, because, I've done tutorials on pretty much everything that I have literally the entire Blender Fundamentals series to look at, on the Blender Foundation channel that you can look at. It goes over all the fundamentals of Blender 2.7 and earlier. But yeah, I don't really know exactly what I would do a tutorial over besides animation, and that's a big daunting task. I don't really know if I can do animation as a tutorial because it's just so big. Yeah. He has cuts that you barely notice, exactly. A lot of them flow seamlessly to the next shot that you don't even realize. So the only way to realize a lot of those cuts are to turn off the audio. Yeah. All right, Ragnarok, I'll see you later. I'm going to head out soon, actually, as well. But yeah. You remember more about the things you never did than the ones you did poorly. That's true. That's true. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Your lifeline is adorable. I love it. Hey, I'm glad you like. I'm glad you like. Her face. Oh no, the flaw and stuff just got real. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let's see what this looks like real quick. But I'm gonna head out in a bit, guys. Cute fight scene right there. That's going to be great. We'll start with that tomorrow. So I'll see you guys later. Thanks for joining, everybody. See you guys tomorrow on the Twitch stream. Twitch.tv/dillongoo. If you guys haven't followed me there, do so, because I'll be there on Monday, Wednesday, and Sundays usually. But yeah, I'll be there. And then also join the Discord if you haven't already, because we got some big announcements coming up soon there, as well as some, you know, it's a good place to hang out. So I'll see you there. It's also a great place to get notified of the streams. Okay. All right. I'll see you guys later. Okay. Thanks for joining, everybody. Thanks for the questions. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye. See you guys soon.